Today we want to talk to you about something real, something that millions of people carry inside them every single day, but most of them never say a word about it. Imagine this. You are standing outside a room. Inside, there are people talking and laughing. All you have to do is open the door and walk in. That is it. Just walk in. But your body says no. Your heart starts pounding. Your hands get sweaty. Your legs feel heavy. And a voice inside your head says, "Do not go in there. They will look at you. They will judge you. You will say something wrong. You will embarrass yourself." So you stand there, frozen. And then you turn around and walk away. And later that night, lying in bed, you feel frustrated. You feel angry at yourself. You ask, "Why am I like this? Why is something so simple so hard for me? What is wrong with me?" If you know that feeling, if those words sound familiar, then this video was made for you. Because today we're going to have a long, honest, and important conversation about social anxiety. We are going to talk about what it really is, where it comes from, why your brain does this to you, and most importantly, how you can start to overcome it, step by step, day by day. No shortcuts, no false promises, just real talk. So stay with us for the next 45 minutes. Give yourself this time. You deserve it. Welcome to Spark and Speak. Part 1. What is social anxiety? Let us start from the very beginning. Social anxiety is a deep and powerful fear of being around other people. It is a fear of being watched, judged, or embarrassed in social situations. Now let me be very clear about something. Social anxiety is not the same as being shy. A lot of people confuse these two things, but they're very different. Shyness is a feeling. It is that small butterfly in your stomach when you meet someone new. Shy people feel a little nervous at first, but then they relax. They can still talk. They can still participate. They can still enjoy themselves. Social anxiety is much deeper than that. It does not go away after a few minutes. It stays. It grows. It takes control, and it stops you from doing things that other people do without thinking. Things like ordering food at a restaurant. You are afraid you will say the wrong thing. So you point at the menu instead of speaking, or you let someone else order for you. Things like raising your hand in class. You might know the answer. You might even be sure about it. But the thought of everyone turning to look at you makes your chest feel tight. So you stay quiet. Things like making a phone call. Your heart races just thinking about it. What if you forget what to say? What if there is an awkward silence? What if the other person thinks you sound stupid? Things like walking into a meeting or a party or even a family gathering. Your brain starts preparing for the worst before you even get there. You think about everything that could go wrong, and by the time you arrive, you are already exhausted from all the worrying. Here is the part that makes social anxiety so painful. You know these fears are not logical. You know that ordering food is not dangerous. You know that saying hello to a neighbor will not hurt you. You know that most people are not sitting around judging you. But knowing that does not help. Because social anxiety does not live in your logical mind. It lives in your feelings. It lives in your body. Your mind says, "This is fine." But your body says, "Run." And that conflict between what you know and what you feel is one of the hardest things about social anxiety. Now, let me also tell you what social anxiety is not, because there are many wrong ideas about it. Social anxiety is not rudeness. Sometimes people think you are cold or unfriendly because you do not talk much. But the truth is, you are not being rude. You are fighting a battle inside your head that they cannot see. Social anxiety is not laziness. Sometimes you cancel plans or stay home, and people think you do not care. But the truth is, you care too much. You wanted to go. You just could not make your body cooperate. Social anxiety is not a choice. Nobody wakes up and decides to be afraid of people. It is not something you can turn off. You cannot just get over it or stop worrying or be normal. If it were that easy, you would have done it a long time ago. And social anxiety is not permanent. With the right understanding, the right tools, and the right support, it can get better. Much better. That is what the rest of this video is about. Part 2. You are not the only one. One of the cruelest tricks social anxiety plays on you is making you believe you are alone. That you are the only person in the world who feels this way. You look around and everyone else seems fine. Everyone else seems to know how to talk, how to laugh, how to be comfortable in their own skin. And you think, what is wrong with me? Why am I the only one who cannot do this? But here is the truth. You are not the only one, not even close. Social anxiety is one of the most common mental health challenges in the entire world. Researchers believe that hundreds of millions of people experience some form of social anxiety during their lifetime. In the United States alone, about 15 million adults live with social anxiety disorder. In countries across Asia, Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, the numbers are equally large. Think about that for a moment. The next time you walk into a room of 30 people, chances are that several of them are feeling the exact same fear you are feeling. They are just hiding it, just like you are hiding it. And here is something else that might surprise you. Many very famous and very successful people have talked about their own social anxiety. There are actors who feel terrified before every performance. There are singers who get sick backstage before a concert. There are business leaders who dread small talk at their own company events. There are athletes who can perform in front of millions but cannot order coffee without feeling anxious. These people are not weak. They are not broken. And neither are you. The difference between them and someone who stays stuck is not that they have less fear. The difference is that they found a way to keep moving even when the fear was screaming at them to stop. And that is what we are going to help you learn today. But first, I need you to really hear this next part. Really listen. Stop comparing your inside to other people's outside. You see their smile. You see their confidence. You see how easy it looks for them. But you do not see the war going on inside their head. You do not see the sleepless nights. You do not see the self-doubt. You do not see the self-doubt. You do not see the times they almost did not show up. Everyone is carrying something. Everyone has a battle. You just cannot always see it. So the next time you feel like the only person in the world with this problem, remember, you are standing in a crowd of millions, and every single one of them understands exactly how you feel. Part 3. Where does it come from? Now let us go deeper. Where does social anxiety actually come from? Why does social anxiety actually come from? Why do some people have it and others seem perfectly fine? The truth is, social anxiety does not have one single cause. It is not like catching a cold. It usually develops over time from a combination of different factors. Let us talk about the most important ones. First, childhood experiences. This is a big one. Many people with social anxiety can trace their fear back to something that happened when they were young. Maybe they were bullied at school. Other children called them names, laughed at them, made fun of how they looked, how they talked, or what they wore. And every day, going to school felt like walking into a battlefield. Maybe a teacher embarrassed them in front of the class. Maybe they gave a wrong answer and everyone laughed. Maybe they were forced to read aloud and stumbled over the words. Maybe their parents were very strict or very critical. Every mistake was pointed out. Nothing was ever good enough. So the child learned that being visible means being criticized, And the safest thing to do is stay invisible. Maybe they moved to a new city or a new school and had to start over with no friends. They walked into a cafeteria with no one to sit with. They stood in a playground with no one to play with. And that feeling of being an outsider stayed with them for years. These experiences might seem small from the outside, but to a child, they are enormous. A child's brain is like wet cement. Every experience leaves a print. And when a child learns that being noticed leads to pain, their brain creates a protection rule. That rule says, stay quiet, stay hidden, stay safe. And that rule can follow them into adulthood. Second, family and genetics. Research shows that social anxiety can run in families. If your mother, your father, or your grandparents were anxious or very shy, there is a higher chance that you might feel the same way. This does not mean you are trapped. It just means your brain might be naturally more sensitive to social threats. Think of it like this. Some people are born with a louder alarm system in their brain. When a social situation comes up, their alarm goes off faster and louder than other people's. It does not mean the alarm is right. It just means it is more sensitive, and you can learn to turn down the volume. Third, modern life and social media. We live in a world where everyone's life is on display. Every day you see pictures and videos of people who look happy, successful, confident, and beautiful. And when your life does not look like that, you feel like you are failing. But here is what you must understand. Social media is not real life. People show their best moments. They do not show the loneliness. They do not show the loneliness. They do not show the crying. They do not show the anxiety. They do not show the 40 bad pictures they took before choosing the one good one. Social media is a highlight reel. It is not the full movie. And comparing your entire life to someone else's highlight reel is a game you can never win. Fourth, your brain's alarm system. Let me explain something about how your brain works. Inside your brain, there is a part called the amygdala. It is like a fire alarm. Its job is to detect danger and protect you. Thousands of years ago, this alarm system helped humans survive. If a dangerous animal appeared, the amygdala would send stress chemicals through the body. Your heart would beat faster, your muscles would tighten, your breathing would change. This is called the fight or flight response. It was designed to keep you alive. The problem is that in the modern world, your amygdala cannot tell the difference between a real danger and a social situation. Walking into a party feels the same to your brain as walking toward a wild animal. Your body reacts the same way. Heart pounding, sweating, stomach twisting, hands shaking. But here is the key thing. Your body is not your enemy. Your brain is not broken. It is just confused. It is trying to protect you from something that is not actually dangerous. And the good news is that with practice, you can teach your brain the difference. Part 4. The lies social anxiety tells. Now I want to talk about something very important. The voice of social anxiety. If you have social anxiety, you know this voice well. It is the voice inside your head that talks to you before, during, and after every social situation. And it is a liar. A very convincing liar. But a liar all the same. Let me show you what I mean. Lie number 1. Everyone is watching you. When you walk into a room, your brain tells you that every person has stopped what they are doing to stare at you. But the truth is, most people are barely paying attention. They are thinking about their own problems. They are looking at their phones. They are wondering what they are going to eat for dinner. You are not the center of everyone's attention. And honestly, that should be a relief. Lie number 2. They can see how nervous you are. You feel like your anxiety is written all over your face. Like everyone can see your hands shaking, your voice trembling, your face turning red. But studies have actually shown something interesting. People almost never notice how anxious you are. What feels like a huge, obvious sign to you is completely invisible to others. They are not paying that much attention. Lie number 3. If you make a mistake, it is over. Social anxiety makes you believe that one wrong word, one awkward moment, one stupid thing will ruin everything. People will remember it forever. They will never respect you again. But think about this honestly. Can you remember the last embarrassing thing someone else did? Probably not, because people forget quickly. They are too busy thinking about their own lives. Your mistake is a big deal to you. But to everyone else, it is nothing. Line number 4. You are boring and nobody wants to talk to you. This lie keeps you silent. It makes you believe that your words do not matter, that your thoughts are not interesting, that nobody cares what you have to say. But that is simply not true. You have lived a unique life. You have your own experiences, your own ideas, your own way of seeing the world. And there are people out there who would love to hear it. You just have not given them the chance yet. Lie number 5. Other people do not feel this way. You look at confident people and think they have never felt a moment of doubt in their lives. But every confident person you see has been afraid. Every good speaker was once terrified of speaking. Every social person once felt awkward. They did not start where they are now. They practiced. They failed. They tried again. That is the only difference. Lie number 6, you will always be like this. This is the most dangerous lie of all. It makes you believe that social anxiety is permanent, that it is part of who you are and it will never change. But that is absolutely not true. Social anxiety is not a life sentence. It is a challenge, and challenges can be overcome. Millions of people have proven this. Lie number 7. The safest thing to do is avoid everyone. Avoidance feels like safety. When you cancel plans, when you stay home, when you avoid people, the anxiety goes away for a moment, and your brain says, "See, that was the right choice. That situation was dangerous." But here is the trap. Every time you avoid, the fear gets stronger, the world gets smaller, and the anxiety wins another battle. These lies feel like truth. They feel like facts. But they are not facts. They are just fear wearing a costume. And once you learn to see through the costume, the fear starts to lose its power over you. Part 5. Small steps. Big changes. Now we arrive at the most important part of this video. How do you actually fight back? How do you overcome social anxiety? I want to be completely honest with you. There is no magic pill. There is no single moment where everything suddenly clicks. Overcoming social anxiety is not like flipping a switch. It is more like building a house, brick by brick, day by day. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes courage. But it works. It really, truly works. And here is your blueprint. Step 1. Accept where you are. This is the hardest step for many people, because accepting your anxiety feels like giving up. But it is the exact opposite. Acceptance means you stop fighting yourself. You stop hating yourself for being anxious. You stop pretending everything is fine. Instead, you say, "I have social anxiety. It is part of my life right now. I did not choose it, but it does not define me, and it will not control my future." That one sentence is more powerful than you think. Step 2. Start incredibly small. Do not try to conquer your biggest fear on day 1. That is how people burn out and give up. Instead, start with something so small that it almost feels silly. Say good morning to one person today. That is it. Just 2 words. Good morning. Tomorrow, try making eye contact with a stranger for 2 seconds. The next day, Ask a cashier how their day is going. These things sound tiny, but for someone with social anxiety, they are genuine acts of courage, and they matter. Step 3. Use the 5-second rule. When you feel the urge to stay quiet or walk away, count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then act. Say the thing. Walk through the door. Raise your hand. The reason this works is that your brain needs about 5 seconds to talk you out of something. If you act before those 5 seconds are up, you beat the anxiety to the punch. Step 4. Challenge your negative thoughts. When your brain says everyone is judging you, do not just accept it. Fight back. Ask yourself, is that really true? What evidence do I have? What if nobody is actually judging me? What if they are just thinking about their own day? Most of the time, when you really examine your anxious thoughts, you will find that they have no evidence behind them. They are just old habits. And habits can be broken. Step 5. Stop avoiding. I know this is hard. I know avoidance feels safe and comfortable. But avoidance is a trap. Every time you avoid a situation, your brain learns that the situation is dangerous, and next time, the fear is even bigger. But when you face a situation, even if it is scary, even if it does not go perfectly, you teach your brain something new. You teach it that you can survive discomfort. You teach it that the world does not end when things are awkward, and slowly, the fear starts to shrink. Step 6. Prepare, but do not over-prepare. If you have a social situation coming up, it is okay to prepare a little. Think about what you might say. Practice in front of a mirror. Have a few conversation topics ready, but do not over-prepare. Do not rehearse every single word. Do not plan for every possible scenario, because real conversations are messy and unpredictable. And that is okay. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to show up. Step 7. Be your own best friend. When you make a mistake, when a conversation goes badly, when you feel embarrassed, pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Are you kind? Or are you cruel? Most people with social anxiety are their own worst critic. They say things to themselves that they would never say to a friend. You are so stupid. Why did you say that? Everyone thinks you're weird. Would you say that to someone you love? Of course not. So stop saying it to yourself. When things go wrong, talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend. That was tough, but you tried. You are doing your best. Tomorrow is a new day. Step 8. Build a habit of small victories. Every single day, do one small thing that pushes you a tiny bit outside your comfort zone. Just one thing. It does not have to be dramatic. Just one small act of social courage. Over time, these small victories add up. They compound. They build momentum. Like drops of water filling a bucket, each one seems tiny, but eventually, the bucket overflows. Step 9. Find your people. Not all social situations are the same. Some places and some people will make your anxiety worse. Others will make it better. Find the people who accept you as you are. Find the groups where you feel even a little bit safe. Start there. You do not have to be comfortable everywhere. Just find one safe place and let it be your training ground. Step 10. Talk to someone you trust. Tell someone about your social anxiety. A friend, a brother or sister, a parent, a teacher, a counselor. You do not have to carry this alone. And often, just saying the words out loud makes them lose some of their power. You might be surprised by how many people respond with, "I feel that way too." And here is a bonus technique. Learn to breathe on purpose. When anxiety hits, your breathing becomes fast and shallow. This sends a signal to your brain that says, danger, But you can reverse this. When you feel anxious, breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. Then breathe out slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Do this 3 or 4 times. It sounds simple, but it tells your brain, we are safe. There is no danger here. Your heart slows down, your muscles relax, and the panic fades. Practice this at home every day so that when you need it in a real situation, it comes naturally. Part 6. The truth about comfort zones. Everyone tells you to leave your comfort zone. Social media is full of motivational posts saying, life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. And there is truth in that. Growth does require discomfort. But here is what nobody tells you. Your comfort zone is not a prison you need to escape. It is a home base, and every good adventurer needs a home base. Your comfort zone is the place where you feel safe, where you can rest, where you can restart, where you can recharge. The goal is not to destroy your comfort zone. The goal is to slowly, carefully, gently expand it. Imagine your comfort zone as a small circle. Right now, maybe that circle is very tiny. Maybe it only includes your bedroom, your phone, and a few close family members. That is okay. There is no shame in that. Now imagine making that circle just 1 inch bigger. Today, the circle includes saying hello to a neighbor. Next week, it includes having a short conversation with a coworker. Next month, it includes going to a small gathering and staying for 30 minutes. You are not jumping from a tiny circle to a huge one overnight. You are growing the circle by 1 inch at a time. And every inch is a victory. Here's the other thing people do not understand about comfort zones. Every single person has one. Even the most confident, outgoing person you know has things that make them uncomfortable. The difference is that they have been expanding their circle for longer than you have. They have more practice. That is all. It is not talent. It is practice. So stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You are on your own timeline. You are on your own path. And every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Think about learning to walk. When you were a baby, you did not just stand up and run. You fell down hundreds of times. You bumped into things. You cried, but you kept trying. And eventually you walked, then you ran. And now you do it without even thinking about it. Overcoming social anxiety works the same way. Right now you're in the falling down stage. It feels hard. It feels impossible. But one day, you will look back and realize you have been walking for a long time without even noticing. One more thing about comfort zones. Sometimes you will take a step outside your circle and it will go badly. You will feel embarrassed or disappointed. And in that moment, your brain will say, "See, I told you it was dangerous. Let us go back inside." But do not listen. A bad experience does not erase your progress. It is just one moment, one day. It does not define your journey. You can try again tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. Part 7. Let me share a story with you. It is about a person we will call Amira. Amira was 23 years old. She had social anxiety for as long as she could remember. In school, she never raised her hand. At work, she never spoke in meetings. At family events, she sat in the corner and prayed nobody would talk to her. She felt trapped. She felt invisible. And the worst part was, she believed it would never change. One day, Amira read something that changed her life. It was a simple sentence. You do not have to conquer the mountain today. You just have to take one step. So she decided to try one small thing. The next morning, she said good morning to a coworker. That was it. Just 2 words. Her voice was shaking. Her heart was pounding. But she did it. The coworker smiled and said good morning back. Nothing bad happened. The world did not end. The next day, she did it again. And the day after that. And after a week, it started to feel a tiny bit easier. Then she tried something a little bigger. She asked a coworker about their weekend. A short conversation, maybe 30 seconds. It was awkward. She forgot what to say at one point, but she survived. Week by week, month by month, Amira kept pushing her circle a little bit wider. She joined a small book club. She started going to a coffee shop and sitting there for 20 minutes, just being around people. She practiced ordering food by herself. She made one phone call a week instead of texting. It was not easy. Some days the anxiety won, and she stayed home. Some days she cried from frustration. Some days she felt like she was going backward. But she never stopped trying. A year later, Amira gave a short presentation at work. Her hands were shaking. Her voice cracked twice. But she did it. And when it was over, her coworkers clapped. Not because the presentation was perfect, but because she showed up. Amira is not a superhero. She did not wake up one day and suddenly become confident. She built her confidence one tiny brick at a time. And if she can do it, so can you. Let me tell you something else about Amira. She still has social anxiety. It did not disappear completely, but it got quieter. It got smaller. It stopped running her life. She still feels nervous sometimes before a meeting or a party, but now she knows how to handle it. She takes a breath. She reminds herself of all the hard things she has already done. And she walks through the door. That is what recovery looks like. It is not the absence of fear. It is the ability to live your life, even when fear is present. It is freedom, not perfection. And your story can be the same. Your story can start today, right now, with one small decision to try. Part 8. A message to your heart. We are almost at the end of this video now, and I want to leave you with something that stays in your heart long after you close the screen. Before I give you my final words, I want you to think about something. Think about the bravest thing you have ever done. Maybe it was the first day at a new school. Maybe it was speaking up when you were scared. Maybe it was just getting out of bed on a day when everything felt impossible. You did that. You survived that. You are still here. And that proves something very important. You are stronger than you think. You have already survived every hard day you have ever had. 100% of them. That is a perfect record. Social anxiety wants you to forget that. It wants you to focus on the times you failed, the times you froze, the times you ran away. But those moments do not define you. The fact that you keep trying defines you. The fact that you are here, watching this video, looking for answers, that defines you. Social anxiety does not make you weak. It does not make you broken. It does not make you less than anyone else. It simply means your brain learned to be afraid in certain situations. And anything that is learned can be unlearned. Slowly, gently, one day at a time. You are not stuck. You are not hopeless. You are not alone. Millions of people around the world feel exactly what you feel. And many of them have found their way through it. Not by becoming someone else, but by becoming a braver version of themselves. Today, I want to give you one small challenge. Just one. Tomorrow, do one thing that scares you a little bit. It does not have to be big. Say hello to someone. Make a phone call. Walk into a coffee shop. Sit in a park. Ask a question. Whatever it is, do it. And when the fear rises in your chest, Take a deep breath and say, I am not in danger. This is just my brain being careful. I can handle this. And after you do it, no matter how it goes, be proud of yourself. You faced the fear. You did not run. That is what real courage looks like. One more thing. If your social anxiety is very strong, if it is making it hard for you to work, study, or live your daily life, please consider talking to a professional. A therapist or counselor can give you tools and strategies that are made for you. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It is one of the bravest things you can do. Thank you for spending these 45 minutes with us. Thank you for trusting us with something so personal. We do not take that lightly. You matter. Your feelings matter. Your voice matters. And your story is far from over. If this video helped you, even just a little, please subscribe to Spark and Speak. Tap the like button. Share this video with someone who needs to hear these words today. And leave us a comment about your first small step. We read every single comment, and we are cheering for you. Spark and Speak is here for you. We will keep making videos that help you grow, learn, and speak with confidence, because your voice deserves to be heard. Until next time, be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. And never stop believing that you deserve a full, rich, and beautiful life. This is Spark and Speak, and we believe in you.